Hey, everyone.
Oh. Hey, everyone. Wow, we have a lot of people over here already.
Almost 100 people jumping in and we are counting.
Woo, yes,
slowly,
we crossed the 100, the number 100.
Let's go abroad 500, Ilya. Give it a couple more minutes. I think people are slowly jumping in. And while they are all doing that, let's double check on the sound. Can everybody hear us clear? Can everybody see the great LinkedIn lead generation masterclass screen? Just give a comment in the chat to be 100% sure you can hear us really well.
Yeah.
Sound says a yes. Sound says a yes. We will wait a couple more minutes. As we all know, usually people are in a rush. They try to find the link. They go to their emails. And while we are waiting, ladies and gentlemen, it's freaking awesome to see that we have already close to 250 people in this live session. While we are here, let's ask everyone, where do you come from?
So for example, Stefan, right now, you're in the Netherlands, right? In Eindhoven, right?
Definitely. I'm in the Netherlands. It's freaking
Florida, New York,
right here for this time.
Berlin, Israel, Ukraine, India, Venezuela, Kenya, Mumbai, India, San Diego, Mexico, Ukraine, Munich, Amsterdam, Pakistan, USA, India. Oh my God, there's so many people.
Moldavia,
in the Philippines,
Philadelphia,
India. Oh my God, people, Germany,
San Diego. I love San Diego. I visited last year. It was freaking awesome. Poland, Dubai.
Woo, Montreal,
Dubai.
Oh my God.
We are one world, one lead generation world. This is so cool, Ilya. We are still counting. More people dropping
in Spain. Oh my God, there's so many people. And I see so many familiar faces, but also some new. So wow, pretty awesome.
Definitely. Peru.
In just 1 minute, we're gonna start. So
do you imagine, Ilya, how amazing this is, that we have a lot of people from totally different continents, which means in the US it's most likely morning, in India it's already late evening, maybe close to night, and all these people, they made the best decision they could ever take today, is to join this valuable live session. Can you already imagine it, Ilya?
Woo! That's really awesome. I mean, that's stunning. Yes.
Do we get to see all of us on our videos?
Not sure.
I hope you see the screen.
Yeah.
Some love from Ukraine, from Brabant. Super cool.
From Argentina. Oh my God. Hi, Stefan. Stefan, that's
hi everyone.
Yeah. One more thing. That's pretty
people already, Ilya. I see familiar people. Already some people who are in love with the Expandi family. So that is a good news. That's a good news to start with.
Yeah, awesome. One more thing. If you have any questions during this webinar, please use Q&A section. So during the webinar and after the webinar, we can answer your questions. And if you ask them within the chat, it will be hard for us to navigate that. So only if you have questions to us and you want to hear our answers, please go to Q&A section and ask your question. Okay, I already see that we have a few questions, and I can already answer you. Recording, yes, recording will be available. Yeah, to everyone who signed up, yes. I will get a recording link, yes. But there are some important things for you to be live today. And we're gonna share this simple and nice thing for you at the very beginning of the presentation. And are you sharing the presentation? Yes, we're gonna share with you everything. So yeah, that was the exact way to use the Q&A section. So please have any questions, ask them during the webinar or after. That's okay. So yeah,
some interesting questions from Daryl already coming in. It's a topic we sort of covered at the end of the presentation. We have a bonus surprise for you, Daryl, which hopefully help and solve the issue you face right now.
So
Close to 300 people. So let's say, Ilya, if we hit the 300 people, we gonna start. It's already 6 minutes over 6 after we started. To make 100% sure, as I saw one interesting question, do we all see Ilya's shared screen? So aside from us here, do you all see Ilya's screen? That's super cool.
yes,
There's
yes,
a lot
yes,
of value in here.
yeah.
Super,
And
super cool.
if I share my screen and we start the presentation right now, and I click right now, do you see the new slide? Just says it's yes or no? Yes.
Plus,
Yes,
yes. So let's bring it on.
Woo! Let's gonna start. Let's gonna start.
Super cool to have all of you right here in this live session. And as I just mentioned before we started, this is most likely the best decision you made so far today. And I can imagine it looks like a rush to stay here 90 minutes in this live masterclass. But Ilya and myself, we wrapped up a very interesting, practical presentation with a lot of value bombs. And to share these things, it will cost a bit of time. And how we got here? Frankly speaking, 4 years ago, I was a newbie on LinkedIn. And even 5 years ago, I had not more than 43 connections. And I never ever touched LinkedIn for a commercial purpose, not even for lead gen, nothing. Last weeks, we hit 8 million in recurring revenue, mainly using LinkedIn lead gen strategies. And as we got and received tons of questions from people who want to do the same and who want to leverage LinkedIn with all changes to its best, we decided to share everything today with you. And not just share everything, we will start with the foundations, with all the right things so that you can apply everything straight away and you can do exactly the same as we did. And keep in mind, 4 years ago, I started from scratch and I did not know anything about LinkedIn. So we will make sure that we will give you everything you need to crush LinkedIn from now on. So sit down, lay back, grab some popcorn, some drinks. And if everything is ready, just give a comment in the chat and then we can start.
Yeah, awesome. Right now, before we start, please tell us who you are. Either you're sales, marketer, founder, recruiter, lead gen agency, or other. Just tell us so we can, okay, I see you. Oh, there are so many people. Lead gen.
Boom. Founders. We have a lot of salespeople, Ilya.
Wow,
we
marketers.
have some interesting marketers, consultants.
Wow, founder.
BDRs.
Okay.
Very diverse.
Pharma business development. Oh my God, we have so many different people. Growth, LinkedIn agency owner.
LinkedIn
Wow.
lead generation specialist.
Yeah, oh my God, there's so many people. That's pretty amazing. So I guess we can start. So
let's bring it on.
Yeah.
For the ones who are already on LinkedIn, and for the people who approach me in between, we faced at some point that LinkedIn should go on. LinkedIn was dead. And that was after they brought in all the limitations. And it was exactly the period, 1.5 years ago, that LinkedIn was bored and stuck about all these messages we all received in our inboxes. The basic connection request. Hey, Stefan, I just saw your profile here on LinkedIn. I see we are both working in the same niche. Let's connect. LinkedIn stand up and start fighting sort of against spam. So we needed to change the rules of the game. And to do that, we sort of faced a couple of challenges, what people did during this period. As it's sort of Google, how to generate leads on LinkedIn, or the best connection request templates. They went to Google, they used outdated and boring templates, and we start using basic search filters to approach all these people with outdated messages to irrelevant people. And LinkedIn said it's enough. For the people who want to stay on the platform, you have to do a better job. And a lot of things changed since that time point, which means that if we go to the next slide, Ilya, and I think it's quite recognizable for almost everyone, that if we double check all our inboxes, that we all receive such a boring, outdated messages from people which did not do a good job on the targeting, which send us all of us boring messages. Just leave me a comment in the chat if one of you ever received such a outdated and boring message.
Stefan, while you're waiting for people to say us in the chat, could you please turn on the video? I guess that suddenly just disappeared. Yeah. Now you can see Stefan.
I'm back. My voice was already there, Ben, and I did not left. But yeah, I see a lot of people receive such kind of messages as well. And as I just mentioned, LinkedIn changed. They start fighting against spam, and they limited amount of actions people could do on the platform, which resulted, first of all, that a lot of people moved towards using other channels. A lot of people were facing challenges on how to move forward on LinkedIn, which direction they should go. So from there on, we think that is actually an amazing point of time right now to be back active on LinkedIn. As a lot of people dropped off, LinkedIn is fighting against spam. And what we see now is that there are less spammers because a lot of people left. And this is a great opportunity because more people start using LinkedIn and they start checking their inboxes, which means that it's quite easy for you to be noticed, to stand out of the crowd, to be obviously visible in the receiver's inbox. So I think it is the right time and the right decision, as I just mentioned today, to join this live session. We will touch base on everything. And to make sure for everyone in here, everything will be recorded. And we will help you to get in touch way more easier with your potential clients. We will share everything today. And we support all the slides in here with practical guides Ilya share in between in the chat. And let's start before we go to the first topic. Does anyone send LinkedIn outreach messages to generate leads right now? We saw a lot of people, also recruiters, also a couple of consultants in here. Does everyone leverage LinkedIn?
I see there's so many people who say yes, but I also see that there are a few who say no, just a few, but the majority of people are actually saying yes. Rick said not yet. Some yes, no, yes, personalized, and we are expanding. Oh my God, that's pretty amazing, Daniel. Yes, also with expanding. Yeah, not yet. Yes, but don't work. That's why we are here today, actually, to share with you our strategies and what we use personally. Okay, yes. Okay, awesome. So let's move on.
Yeah, what we will cover today. We decided to everything quite properly and not drop just one and the other growth hack and one on the other trick. We want to do it the right way with the right fundamentals. So we will touch base from A to Z and start helping you on how to find your needs to do and start a precise outreach. And that's quite important because LinkedIn, as I just mentioned, limited amount of action. So if we can outreach to less people, we have to do a better job on the targeting and finding your ICP. From there on, we will take it to the next step on how to prepare your LinkedIn for outreach. We all know that our profile is quite important, but it's always hard to execute on it and to start improving. So we will give you some examples. And from there on, we will share a couple of growth hacks to find your audience and personalize your messages with practical examples Ilya prepared. Also some personalization tricks, which are actually quite easy to apply and improve your reply rates up to 30%. And I'm pretty sure some of them you're not aware of yet. We also touch base shortly on multi-channel outreach so that you can leverage both email and LinkedIn combined. And Ilya prepared a couple of practical lead gen strategies based on 3 use cases you can adopt on the fly as well. For the ones who stay up until the end and who are still here after the 90 minutes, we will give you a bonus, because at the end of days, a lot of us are used to do a basic outreach and it's all a numbers game. So the ones who want to bypass LinkedIn limits, we have some bonus secret to share with all of you, but only if you stay to the end. Let's bring it on from here. Who is ready for the first strategies?
Just say in the comments. Ready? Okay, me. Yes. Okay. We should start.
Sounds like we have quite an active audience here, Ilya. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. That so much. We just need to come to the actual content further.
Ilya, before we start talking about anything strategy or tactic related, let's maybe start first. After analyzing 30,000 of active LinkedIn profiles, on what mistakes people make on LinkedIn and why they fail.
Yeah, that's actually, sorry if I interrupt, that's actually one of those reasons. It might be your reason as well. So yeah, if you feel that it feels like it's the same as you faced in the past or facing right now, this webinar is for you.
Right. Yeah, if you're one of these persons who finding problems targeting the wrong audience, find difficulties and can come up with the cool personalizations, you're not sure about what tool or tool stack you have to use because it's not safe. You have no clue how to warm up your audience, not your messaging, but your audiences. If you ignore limitations from LinkedIn and restrictions, then I think you're on the right place today, because we're going to share everything with you right away.
So let's gonna start with the first one. It's actually the main principles to become successful, right? Like if you know that you have one of those issues, right? One of those mistakes that almost everyone is doing. Like I did that in the past heavily. Almost every single mistake that we had on the previous slide a lot, I made that personally, to be very frankly honest. So let's start. So we're gonna start with how to find your niche to start a precise outreach. Right. And I always start with a super simple and super stupid example, but still super clear to everyone. Just imagine you are the tech startup founder and you want to grow your organic traffic, right? You want more people find you organically, and you need to hire like the SEO agency, and you have 2 options. Right? The first option is SEO for everyone, and the second option, SEO for tech startups. What are you gonna choose? The answer is always, or almost always, agency number 2. And the reason is that these people, they already working with similar projects. They already know how to communicate with you. They already know your personal business needs and challenges. They know that in specifics of your niche. That's why it's pretty important to communicate with them. It's easier to communicate with them. So whenever we always say about that, we go to this simple and clear statement. If you sell to everyone, you sell to no one. Especially in the outreach, it's critical to know your audience in details so you can make the references in your outreach, and even before you have a call with someone, you know how to personalize your messages, how to personalize your strategy, how to do this in order to attack the precise and targeted audience. So of course, whenever we talk about the target audience, we are usually talking about the ideal customer profile, and all of this. It's pretty important, and we already had some articles about that, and you probably already have this, right? Your ICP, and usually marketers do this, but still, you probably already have it. Their industry, the geo, their business pains points, and so on and so forth. And we already have the article, and I'm sharing to you right now. It's over here. Take a look at the article. You can save it. Even more, you can use GPT to find your audience even better. So here is another link for, you can save all those links I'm sharing to you right now in the chat. And you can also leverage the GPT to do this. But after all, there is still one question: how to convert this ICP or buyer persona into the actual list of prospects and leads. That's the question that salespeople usually have when they get this ICP understanding from the marketers. Okay, this is the market landscape and so on and so forth. But how to convert that into the actual client? That's the question that everyone has. And for that, we actually have two steps, right? So the very first step, it's super obvious, right? You need to convert some basic and obvious things like location, industry, title, size of the company, and some other things into filters, right? It's super easy, like this one. You already did this for sure. So here's the example. Here's how it looks, right? You choose the size of the company. You choose the location. You choose the function. For example, sales. You have current job title, head of sales, vice president of sales, and so on and so forth. That's what everyone is doing, right? But the second step, which is critical and which is pretty important, is how to convert challenges and business problems into the actual filters. So that's
difference.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, exactly that point will make the difference. So you touch base on the right points here.
Definitely. So let me share with you what exactly do I mean. So when it comes to like obvious things like geo or size of the company, it's easy. But how to convert pain points and challenges that this specific person or a group of people have on these positions in this type of the company. Now we need to dive deeper into the filters. So here, how to convert challenges and business points into filters. And of course, I can't share with you everything, but what I can share with you is the logic and the examples of how to convert that. So here's the example, right? So for example, if a person just became a vice president of sales, so we choose all of those, all of these filters from the very first step, and now we choose, okay, change the jobs recently. That means that this person wants to change the processes that will work for them. That's A. And B, this person has the authority to do that. And that's pretty important. At this point of time, you can reach out to this person, you can reach out to this company and suggest your services because you know that this person is going to change the agency, change the tools, change some processes because it didn't work in the past. That's the reason why this new person is exactly promoted or hired as a new vice president of sales.
And to make it sure and clear for everyone, Ilya, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
These filters you touch base on right now, they are all available in the paid version called LinkedIn Sales Navigator, correct?
Yes. And we're going to talk about premium versions just a bit later, to explain you what to choose and so on and so forth. So let's come to the next example. So for example, if a person is a part of a specific group, it means that they're interested in this topic. It's just the example. Okay, we have a new vice president of sales. In the UK, for example, our targeted audience is in the UK. The size of the company is from 51 to 200. And this person is a part of lead generation professionals or LinkedIn outreach group or cold email group or outbound sales group. It just means that this person is looking for some expertise on how to solve their business challenges like generating leads through outbound. If this person is looking for that type of expertise, just come and help with that. You can make the reference to that and say, hey, Ilya, I saw that you're a part of this group and you just became a new CMO. Probably you're looking to solve your challenges like generating leads through outbound. That's where we help, And the next example, which is pretty obvious, but still, for example, if a company is using a specific technology and you integrate, compete, or work with that, here's the moment when you should reach out to them. Here's the example. Okay, we have this vice president of sales who is a part of the group, and this person just was promoted to be a vice president of sales, right? And this company is working with Zoho CRM, and your solution is actually integrated to Zoho CRM. What you should say, hey, I saw that you're just joined a new position. I saw that you're looking for some lead generation help, and I know that you're using Zoho CRM. And we help with all of this. We help you with all the outbound and integrate our solution with the Zoho CRM. So for you, it will be much easier to use this solution. Another example.
Go to the next slide, Ilya. I got some feedback about the quality of my audio. Can people hear me better right now? Can you hear me really well, Ilya?
Yeah. I mean, like, I see
okay. Is the sound way better? I see a lot of yes. So I changed some settings here to make sure for all of you that you can hear me perfectly fine. Let's move on. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah. Awesome. Here's another example, right? We still take a look at the, it's vice president of sales, and this person is new on this position. It's all good. But what we also can see, it's if they hired a lot of new salespeople, for example, their department headcount grows in sales department is from 50 to 200% growth, so probably even more. That means several things. The first one, they probably might have ambitious goals. The second one, they have enough budget. And the third one, they have a huge need of team features. That's for product companies. And I also have see some questions from the audience. What about the service companies? But for service companies, it's also working like this. So the thing is that if you see that they hired a lot of new salespeople, it just means that, and you providing leads, for example, you're selling leads, you come to them and say, hey, I saw that you have ambitious goals, you have a new team, and you probably need a lot of leads. So your sales team has the job to do. Their main job is to convert leads into actual clients. So I'm providing you with sales qualified leads easily. So let's talk. That's already the hook in your outreach that will work perfectly for them, because you're not making the reference to their title or location or anything like that. You are making the reference to their business challenges and business points. So, to sum up, that was just a few examples, but you understand how to build your ICP and buyer persona. That's a small checklist. The first one, you always need to analyze your current clients. You need to know their title, industry, location, and some other obvious things. You can usually take that from your CRM. If you're not using CRM, but you still know their target audience, it will be still easy for you. The second one, it's you either need to talk to them or analyze your previous calls and previous conversations, to understand their pains and challenges, because the pain and the challenge for the vice president of sales is usually sales, right? But depends on their size of the company, whether I have only one person, I'm one person team, or I have 10 people or 20 people on my team, the business challenges and pains are slightly different, right? The third thing is always try to understand more about their business interests. For example, what LinkedIn groups they are part in, right? What influencer do they follow? And what blogs do they read? And so many other things. That will help not only you, but also your marketers to, know where they need to publish their articles on some blogs and so on and so forth, but will also help you to find your audience even better and do the references even better and use icebreakers and hooks even better. And the fourth thing, the last thing, but not the least one, it's convert all of this information into the actual sales navigator filters. That will help you a lot to understand how to convert all of this knowledge that you have into the sales navigator filters and an actual list of potential clients. So now, once you know who you want to target, it's time to prepare your LinkedIn. But before we go further, I have just one question. Are you excited to see what's next? Just say yes, no, yes, no. I mean, like we just started. I mean, like that's a pretty fundamental things that everyone should know. So yes, yes, yes. Woo! Yes.
We have again a very engaged audience here, Ilya.
Oh
And
my God, that's
don't worry for nothing. Nobody. We will share after the session tons and tons of links with practical guides where we touch base in depth on all the topics covered. I saw a couple of questions, but just during the time and to keep you engaged, we will high speed walk through all these slides. But you can catch up after the session anytime and we will share everything.
And
right?
I hope Richard said, I'm curious what happens if I say no and say like, I see so many people said yes, that's why we're going to continue. So yeah, let's go.
I hope we can keep you engaged, Richard.
Yeah.
But
very soon we're going to share with you our secrets on how to use personalized LinkedIn outreach campaigns that generate 20 SQLs per week. But before that, we're going to cover how to prepare your LinkedIn for outreach. That's your homework that you need to do before you're actually starting doing the LinkedIn outreach. Stefan, it's your photo here.
Yeah, then let's take it over from here. I think we all know how important it is to start optimizing your profile before you're going to do anything lead gen, recruitment related, content related, because if we approach people, let's be honest, we hope that these people engage with us. And the first thing they do is they start visiting our LinkedIn profile. So I think we have to touch base on a couple of things right here, sort of an optimization checklist. SEO for your LinkedIn profile. It's quite important because if people start searching for specialists, I saw in the beginning of this live session, a couple of lead generation specialists, for example, if you mention it explicitly in your profile and people start searching on it, you pop up in the results. Like the example in the search bar we see on the screen, people fill in growth hacker, and if you have it in your profile on as much places as possible, you will pop up and they are more likely to pick you because you came up in the results. So I think it's quite important to do that. Stefan, what do you want to share?
One more thing, like we're gonna share with you some other parts of this checklist, but to dive deeper into the details, I just shared with you the link in the chat. So please save this link, take a look at this. So we don't have like 10 hours to share everything here, but we're gonna give you sometimes the link so you can dive deeper when you have time. Okay, so
it's already guide number 5.
Yeah, sorry. So
after LinkedIn SEO, I strongly recommend Ilya to share your LinkedIn profile in the chat. And if people see it in the chat and they click on the link, they hopefully going to visit your profile and they see a super cool video call to action. It's a feature you can leverage on LinkedIn to share a bit more about you in a video format. And Ilya got a really actually super cool results. Yeah, you shared it already, I see.
Yeah. I just already shared that.
Yeah, I got a question from Daniel here. The video cover story feature has been stopped this week, but it's still working on your profile, correct, Ilya?
Yeah. So yeah, we just need to double check that one more time. Just take a look at my profile, go to my go to my LinkedIn profile, just share it with you and click on my avatar and let's see that.
Seems it's still working. So let's cover that a bit later. At the end, after people visiting our profile, we want to make sure that they see our expertise, that they believe what we do, that we support it with articles, with proofs, with results. And I think the add featured links is quite a good opportunity to showcase that on your profile. So I strongly recommend to fill in anything that can be of value to get results for your customers showing in your LinkedIn profile on the add feature links. Open to your about section. As the example Ilya showed here on the screen, are you a startup who's looking for growth hacking rate to reach a certain amount of revenue? Let's talk, because he's a specialist and he can help the growth hacking rate. So showing your expertise in the about section is a very interesting and needed way to help you standing out of the crowd. It's just a simple thing, same as the call to actions. You have an opportunity to put a custom link from a resource, from an ebook, from something you achieved in your headline. So I think that's a great opportunity to leverage. And of course, the summary, because at the end, we want to make sure that we add a simple CTA in our about section so that people can get in contact with you. For example, your email address, your phone number, how they can engage with you, a social profile. So don't forget to add one of these things there. And of course, a cover image to showcase what you've done. As in the example here, what valuable things you did, how people are rated your services, for example, or maybe yourself on a keynote or on the stage to show your authority and expertise about a certain topic. So are definitely a couple of cool ways to touch base on that. And all these ways are shared by Ilya in the link before. So don't forget to open it after the session so that you can find out everything with tons of examples. Again, GTP can help you as well to rewrite, for example, your summary or your whole profile. And I think, Ilya, we have a link about this, right? With a super cool guide. Or did you already share it?
Yes, I already shared the link on how to use GPT 4 or even 3.5. It depends on what version do you have.
Because we hear a lot about GTP, right? Everybody is actually only talking GTP.
Yes. So if you want to leverage GPT and make your profile even better, we shared a step-by-step guide with the prompt that you can actually copy and paste so you can get some really cool insights from the GPT. So if you want to make your profile better, just go through the first link that I shared with you. And the worst if you missed that, because after this this webinar, in the follow-up, we'll send you all the valuable links, right? Just go through that checklist that we prepared for you. And you can also leverage GPT. And that's another link that we also have. And I also shared with you.
Let's ask all these great people in this session here, Ilya, before we go further. Who's in love with GTP? Who already used or tested GTP? Just leave a comment so that we at least know if we have some fans a lot. Me, yes,
oh,
every day. So
yes, sure. I love it. GPT. I do. You. Yes. Wow.
Boom.
We have GPT growth hackers over here. Wow.
It's full of GTP growth hackers. Love to use it for SEO. Yes. GTP says I can't read. This is my private assistant.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah.
I think we have a lot more to share on a later stage about GTP and hacks and tactics and tricks. But before we do, let's talk about free vs paid, as we touch based on some examples where we need to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And there are a couple of different paid versions of LinkedIn. And all these paid versions, they give you a bit of a more and different ability. And for example, myself, I am using Sales Navigator Professional. But if you're a recruiter, you can use a recruiter version. If you have a sales team, I saw a lot of sales teams in here. They can also use Sales Navigator Teams. And if you visit the LinkedIn paid section, they can recommend based on your use case what you can use and leverage the best. But it definitely helps you to see more filters. And in a later stage, I think we're only talking about outbound, but we will touch base also inbound. Who is viewing your LinkedIn profile? Because at the end of the day, we want to see who is visiting our profile. We do a lot of efforts to bring people to us, our profile, and all these paid versions, they gave us that ability. So I strongly recommend to at least use, as a minimum, a LinkedIn Sales Navigator. What about you, Ilya?
Yeah, I'm also using that. But one more thing, if you don't have the budget right now for the LinkedIn Sales Navigator, or you're not sure how to start and so on and so forth, it's okay to start with the free version at the very beginning. But once you get your first replies, first clients, first conversations out of LinkedIn, try to always include that into your budget, the Sales Navigator plan, or any other premium plans that you also might take a look at. It depends on your situation. And That's pretty important to understand that it will definitely help you in several things. The first one, you will be able to leverage a few types of campaigns that are actually converting a lot, to be honest. And the second thing is it will increase your limits and it will actually empower you as a LinkedIn user. And when it comes to
what I saw so far, Ilya, we have a real LinkedIn Sales Navigator Pro in this live session. It's also a Dutch guy. It's Perry van Beek. You definitely know him.
Yeah.
Did you share that LinkedIn changed the Sales Navigator names? It's now called Sales Navigator Core, Sales Navigator Advanced, and Sales Navigator Advanced Plus. So thanks for updating that, Perry. And we will apply it straight away.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. And the next step, it's okay. Now you know how to prepare your LinkedIn, right? What type of the premium version to choose? You have plenty of them. Now it's time to understand what tool do you want to start be using. So the thing is that right now, let me share with you a few more interesting things about Expondy. So the thing is that whenever it comes to choosing the tool, it's pretty important to choose the right tool. And right now I'm sharing the link to Expondy. So
before you go further, Ilya, I started 4 years ago and I tested and played around with a bunch of tools. There are so many options, so many things. Please, just a recap for the audience who are not familiar with leveraging such kind of tools. Why it is so important to spend some extra time on a qualification for an outreach tool.
Yeah, so actually LinkedIn, and we do believe and we know that for sure that LinkedIn is an amazing place to generate B2B leads, high quality B2B leads. It's pretty important. And we also know that LinkedIn is fighting against some automation and so on and so forth. And by knowing those two things, we need to choose the right tool to go with. So we need a tool that is powerful enough to give us a lot of options for personalization and types of campaigns and so many different things to make your LinkedIn's outreach strategy comprehensive enough so you can generate a lot of leads out of LinkedIn. And the second thing is you actually need to do this forever. You need to actually use the safe tool and the safe way. So LinkedIn does not ban you, you're not getting restricted, all those things. Sometimes it happens, but we try to minimize the risk. And that's pretty important. So right now I'm sending you the link to Expondy sign up page. And it's okay if you miss this link. We all have links in the follow-up. And let me share with you the fundamentals of how Expondy works. And this is a pretty important thing to understand while you're picking up the tool. There's a few types of tools, right? The first one is the Chrome extensions, the tools that are actually changing the front end of your LinkedIn web. And for LinkedIn, it's pretty easy to detect whether you're using the Chrome extension that's actually changing your front end. And if once they want to ban give you some restrictions, that will be an issue for them. So what we do instead is you give us your LinkedIn credentials, and Expondy automatically logs in to your LinkedIn account from a dedicated computer, a virtual computer. And it's the same as you have the virtual assistant and you give your credentials to that virtual assistant, and that person logs in to your profile from his or her profile, right? And the most important thing is that, okay, we do this and we are making some actions on your behalf from your location, which is pretty important to understand. We are not just using, you give us the credentials, we automatically connects to your LinkedIn account using the virtual computer from your location. So for LinkedIn, it's the same as you have the virtual assistant sitting next to you in your office that is logging into your LinkedIn account and doing some actions. And which is so important, another so important thing is that it's all done automatically. So you don't need to it's not a rocket science. You don't need to be super techy to set it up. It takes only 1 minute to set it up. You just go here, choose your IP address location, and LinkedIn and Expondy logs into your LinkedIn account over there. right? So another thing is, once you do this, okay, you already can optimize your profile. You can use GPT to optimize your profile. You know what type of LinkedIn, account you want to use, the free one or the premium one. Now it's pretty important to do the step back and understand a few fundamental things, right? That will affect on the amount of LinkedIn connection requests that you will be sending on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. And the first and basic thing is knowing your SSI. Right now,
for the ones, stop here. For the ones who are not familiar, tell a bit more about what is the SSI score, how can people find more about it, and how are we able to see what our own SSI score is? Do we have a link? Can we share it in the chat or in the comments?
Yeah. So the thing is that right now I'm sharing with you the link. That's a social selling index. That's your rating from LinkedIn's perspective. It takes a look at your LinkedIn profile and shares with you like whether you're trustful enough or not. I'm just sharing with you the link right now. Again, like a few links, so you can take a look at your SSI right now and tell us like if you want in the chat, you can tell us.
I just did it. My score is 82.
Wow, that's pretty high actually. So yeah, 63, 59, 59. Well, it's not that bad. So the thing is that you need to understand, the lower your SSI, the less messages you can send, because LinkedIn will think that you are not active on LinkedIn and you're not a good or healthy LinkedIn user and you are sending too many messages. That's why it feels like you're a spammer. That's exactly what spammers do. So you can send more messages once you are growing your social selling index, right? So
you're already dropping some scores.
Yeah. So
from up to 83 to a bit lower number. Great, great.
That's pretty cool. So once you know your SSI, you will know your limits. And of course, it's individual. There are so many other factors that affect that, but you still need to understand and know that. And that's the basic rule, right? So another thing is that is important to understand, right? So you understand your SSI, you optimize your profile. The next thing is that you sign up to Expandy, and before you're actually sending messages, before you're actually starting reaching out to people and generating leads, it's important to warm up your LinkedIn account. So what it's actually doing. So if just imagine from LinkedIn's perspective, you just sign up for you was not active enough on LinkedIn. You didn't send any connection requests. You didn't send any messages, nothing. And after that, in just like, I don't know, in a year, you started sending and you're blasting and bombing everyone with messages. That doesn't feel pretty cool. But what we help you with is we are giving you an opportunity to send a few messages at the very beginning, a few more after, a few more after, a few more after. So for LinkedIn, it feels like, okay, you're sending less, more messages. And now you're the active LinkedIn user. And it's okay if you send more LinkedIn connection messages. That's pretty important to know. Don't start blasting from the day zero. Do your homework before. Prepare your LinkedIn account before you're actually starting doing your outreach.
And in the meantime, I just shared a guide about the SSI as I saw a couple of questions on how to improve it. And we prepared a comprehensive guide, and I just shared the link in the chat on how you can improve it on a daily basis and what you need to do. So it's in the chat for the people who want to find out more.
Yeah, awesome. And another thing is that, okay, while you're doing the outreach, you also need to understand your limits and set it up correctly. Because with Expandy, we give you a comprehensive and really in-depth way to set up your limits. And always don't try to go unsafe but fast. We want you to generate leads like for years. That's why try to slow down sometimes and just go slowly increasing your limits while you're increasing your social selling index and you're getting a higher acceptance rate. That's pretty important to understand, right? And at the end of this webinar, we're going to share with you the trick. That's a new feature that will help you increase your limits significantly. And when I say significantly, I mean significantly. Like I can tell you, say those loud words like 10x, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x. No, I will not tell you like this because it's individual and you have your own limit, which is not the same as my limit or Stefan's limit. But we'll share with you the way on how to significantly increase based on what you already have in the safest way. So wait till the end of this presentation. Another thing is that the next step is talking about the growth hacks and the personalization of your messages. And I think, Stefan, you love this approach so much. I guess it's your favorite.
Before I touch base on this, do we like it so far? I see people still active. You just mention it in the comments, a plus. Do you like the structure? Is it clear for you so far?
Yes. Plus.
Boom, boom, boom. We are on track, Ilya. Seems pretty cool here. Yeah, so let's talk about my favorite strategy. I'm still in love. Ilya is constantly bombing me with new strategies, with new plays, with ChatGTP, with everything news related, but the basic strategy for me to target actually people who are posting on LinkedIn and have a great audiences is for me still the best. So actually what I usually like to do is to go to the basic search bar, to enter a certain topic, to click on posts and to find any relevant post about that certain topic with a lot of engagement. And if I found a lot of engagement, I just click on the 3 dots, I export the post, I import it in Expandia within a split second. We have all the people who like and commented on that specific post. And that's a cool start point to approach all these people with the more personalization in the messages, because we can refer, like the hook Ilya mentioned before, towards that, hey, we also see that you're a fan of Ilya's post about topic XYZ. And if you want to share something, we can use a personalized image. We have a guide about this, the best retargeting strategy on LinkedIn, where we touch base the how, the why, how you connect the dots, and how you can do it by leveraging a tool like Expandia. So I think Ilya will share it in the chat. And this is an example we constantly use ourselves. And the best part of it, it constantly gives you a great result. In terms of acceptance rate, I never ever achieved a lower acceptance rate by leveraging this strategy properly than a 70%. And also the reply rates by adding a more personalization and a great hook in here will help you to improve it and mostly of the times double it in comparing to doing just reverse targeting. So still my favorite. Leverage LinkedIn events. You can exactly do, that's the best part, with LinkedIn events. LinkedIn is full of events. They actually make it quite easy for people to host your online LinkedIn event like we do today. So actually all of you can find our LinkedIn event, decide to attend it, click on the 3 dots and copy the post URL, import it in Expandia, and boom, it will automatically scrape all the people in here who decided to join the event. And you not only can do it with our event, you can do it with each and every event on LinkedIn. The only requirement is that you need to make sure that you attend the event button before. And if you do that, you can leverage this strategy quite easy without organizing your own event. So if you hosting, somebody's hosting something related to your business topic, it could be a great and super cool way. And we also have an in-depth practical guide so that you can do exactly the same. And I'm pretty sure we will share the link of this strategy as well.
So actually, it's a pretty interesting thing. So like, I love this strategy a lot, to be honest. You just find the events, for example, around your topic. Like like this one, if you're a salesperson, right? And you want to attack salespeople, and we have a lot of salespeople here, you scrape the LinkedIn event and send the message like this. Hey, I saw that you're also attending this webinar, this LinkedIn event, and it feels like you also probably can have some questions around LinkedIn outreach, and we help you with that. So let's talk, and something like this. And it's easy to implement, like 2 minutes of your time, and you're sending constantly messages to those people who are attending LinkedIn events. So the next thing is, I love that so much as well. So that's actually about how to convert visitors into actual leads. So you're doing so many actions. You are reaching out to people, you are attending webinars, you are doing this and that, and so on and so forth. You optimize your LinkedIn profile, and people start looking for you. They start visiting your profiles, and you can always get these messages these notifications from LinkedIn. 40 people viewed your LinkedIn profile, 60 people, 100 people, 10 people. Those people are interested in what you're doing. And as we all know, even if they are interested, not all of them will reach out to you and will say to you hi and start the conversation from you. That's why we prepared an amazing feature as well that scrapes everyone who visits your LinkedIn profile and gives you an opportunity to reach out them proactively. So just imagine, you are an SEO agency, you help with SEO, you share some content around SEO, or you optimize your LinkedIn profile so people find you, they visit your profile, they leave your profile without clicking the links or reaching out to you, and that's it. But now you can send them the message and say, hey, Helen, hey, Noah, hey, Stefan, I saw that you visit my profile and probably you're interested in SEO. That's the reason why you reached out to me or you visit my profile. That's why if that's true, let's have a conversation. If it's not, no worries. Sorry for disturbing you. That's the thing that will help you a lot. And here is just the simple example, right? So we start the smart sequence automation. I will share with you a bit more in the future, but for this specific case, it's the amazing example. So if people visit your profile and they're not connected with you, send them, hey, I've noticed you visit my LinkedIn profile. Are you currently solving this challenge? And it depends on the challenge that you are focusing on, right? So that will help you leverage your LinkedIn profile even better, even higher, even more. So the fourth strategy, it's actually the Sales Navigator filters, right? And we talked a lot about the Sales Navigator business challenges and pain points in the ICP. And once you prepare your ICP and convert that ICP, like ideal customer profile or buyer persona that we described just like 20 minutes ago, and you convert that into the Sales Navigator filters, now we can reach out to those people. But it's pretty important to not stop on just size, location, and those things. Try to convert business challenges into the filters and do the reference to those business challenges. So here's just the example. Like whenever we talk about the personalization, really, we always talk a lot about the hook, icebreaker, something unique about them that will tell them and explain them why I'm reaching out to you right now. So just the example, hey, I saw, like that's the example of the vice president of sales who's just in the company that increased the amount of salespeople in their team. So here's the example. So you recently hired a lot of new sales reps. Wow, the team is going bigger and bigger. Congrats. The follow-up, once they accept the message, it's thanks for connecting. By the way, I can certainly implement a LinkedIn lead generation in yours for your new sales reps. Another follow-up, hey, probably we can catch up quickly. We provide growing sales teams like yours with a predictable LinkedIn lead generation automation tool. Let's have a call. PS, it integrates with your CRM easily. We have amazing reporting, so you'll know which of your sales reps perform better. So that's pretty important to understand. You have obvious and basic filtering, right? that will help you a lot in just finding the target audience, the target market, and so on and so forth. But another thing, the next step, it's converting the business challenges that people can have on this stage, in these companies, in this location, and making the reference to that. So in every single message that you send, start talking with them about their challenges and pain points. And at the end of the day, you will understand the basics and fundamentals of personalization. There are three of them. The first one, you speak the same language. And I want to say, when I say same language, I don't mean Dutch language or English language. I mean the niche industry language. For example, you are like the LinkedIn contact is the LinkedIn contact, right? But for salespeople, it's a potential lead. For recruiters, it's a potential talent. For BizDev, it's a potential partner. So speak their industry language, which is pretty obvious, but still. The second one, it's their challenges and pains. So you know what are their KPIs and what are goals, what are their OKRs, and you are making the references to that. And the third one, it's you find the hook, something unique about them that explains why you're reaching out to them right now. For example, with Stefan's example, right? I saw that you engaged with Stefan's LinkedIn profile. And I know that you're a vice president of sales, and probably you are interested in XYZ because you liked his post, right? Or, hey, I saw that we are in the same LinkedIn group. That explains why I'm reaching out to you. Because this is, if you're just saying, hey, I know that you're a salesperson or CMO and no other details, and that's why I'm reaching out to you and blah, blah, blah. I want to sell you something. It's so boring. It's so general. It's so unpersonalized, So those are the things that you need to know and need to follow. The next thing is we'll cover the personalization tricks that can give you 30% plus reply rate and that you probably don't know about, okay? So this one, I love that so much. Stefan, I know that that's actually your photo.
Yeah, yeah. To be fully frankly, do we already have people in here who are leveraging or familiar with Hyperice and are able to send personalized images or GIF animations?
So just tell us yes or no if you are using Hyperice. Yes, if you're using, no, if you're not using and don't know what is this, or but not using.
Yeah, I will name it.
No.
I see a couple of fans already.
No, what is this?
No.
Oh, there are so many people who don't know about that. So it's pretty cool that we are mentioned here.
Yeah, a small recap about this strategy. In Expandi, we are able to set up a native integration with the hyper-personalization tool Hyperice. And Hyperice enables you to send in Expandi through an DM, through an open email, or through an email message, a personalized image or a GIF animation. In the beginning, we talked about stand out of the crowd. People left LinkedIn. It's obviously that if you send a better messaging that you will get noticed faster. So can you imagine, what about if instead of sending content after the connection request, I set myself in front of a whiteboard with dynamic content, asking a super cool question, and boom, I add the profile image of the receiver on that whiteboard. How cool is that? It will definitely help you to get a better results. And for the recruiters in here, as I saw a couple of recruiters in the beginning of this live session, it's quite hard for all of you to stand out of the crowd because, let's be honest, everybody is sending a lot of messages. Hey, I visited your profile. It's super cool. You have a lot of experience. But what if I create, or you're going to create, the most wanted poster? And we are actually on the lookout for a super cool, good growth marketer like Ilya. And we mentioned we are on the lookout for the best growth marketer, aka, and then we personalize it with the first name on a most wanted poster. People will reply faster. It actually interrupts the patterns. It will minimize the asks, and it will help you to stand out of the crowd. We have a couple of guides about this hyper-personalization tactic, and I will make personally sure that Ilya add it on the follow-up. So maybe we can share it already if we have one of these guys available. Let's just do it, Ilya. People are waiting. We are ready for 1 hour in this live session. So I think people here deserve to have this super cool guide. And I see you already shared it, right?
I already shared that. So everyone,
cool.
Please, if you want to know more about this tactic and personalize not only first name, hey, first name, I saw that you're a CMO, blah, 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 but also, hey, first name, and send the image with their name on this image automatically. And that actually works a lot. Like, it works pretty amazing. Like, we always constantly see that the reply rate and the reply rate is always much higher if you are using these personalized images rather than not, because you always catch their attention.
What about ideally? I think everyone in here, we are still close to 300 people in this live session, are using Calendly or sort of a similar tool to book appointments, right? So what about adding one additional question in your Calendly form, and where you ask the people who is booking an appointment to add their LinkedIn profile? And what if I tell you that we can send a reverse webhook towards activating and campaigning and expanding and sending a message to that specific person with a personalized GIF where we already pop up a bottle of champagne because we just noticed that we have an appointment with that specific ICP. I think that are super cool ideas out of the box, which are not leveraged enough. So let's make sure we bring up these ideas and share some practical use cases after the session.
Yeah. So I will make sure to add this link, the hyperize image personalization integration, in the follow-up message. So make sure to take a look at your inbox after the webinar so you don't miss any links. Okay. So yeah, Stefan, I love this thing as well. So can you please share a lot about this, warm up your audience?
Yeah, I think it's not that straightforward as we were used in the past. Let's be fully transparent. As a former agency owner, I leverage LinkedIn an easy way by just sending connection requests and follow-up messages in the past. And if the outcome was too low for myself or for my customers, I simply added more people on top of the funnel up until the moment that there was a huge outcome. But it's not working that way anymore. We have to warm up our audiences because we have less opportunities to get and to send them messages. So if we have less messages available, we need to make sure that we get noticed before, that they see us. And how we can do that? We can engage with their latest posts, and then they get a notification. We can start visiting their profile before we do an action to get noticed. We can endorse their skills so that we get noticed. So we can actually do a couple of super cool things to warm up the audience so that they constantly see us before we get in touch with them. And all these things are possible with the Builder campaign in Expandi, and it will help you create different scenarios based on the receiver's behavior. So that's a super cool. You can add additional email steps in it. We will touch base on that in a bit. And you can automate a couple of really cool flows. And for example, if a person is not connected with you yet and we have a less connection request available, we can first do a lookup if it's an open profile. And yes, if that's the case, we can grab the email and we can send an open in-mail, a free open in-mail. That's a cool trick you can leverage in Expandi as well. And if the profile is not open, we can create sort of another scenario where we send an email. And if the person is not replying within 2 days on that email, we can send a trigger back, boom. And then we can send, as a last opportunity, a connection request where we refer to all the previous actions we did in the messaging to increase our chances.
I love that so much. So please make sure that, like, just believe me, if you warm up your audience before you are actually reaching out to them, it will definitely make your LinkedIn campaign much more effective. What I mean is that, just imagine you have two people who reached out to you right now, right? It's Bob and Helen, and you don't know Bob at all. And this person is just reaching out to you right now. You never saw Bob's face or Bob's name in the past. This is just another Bob, right? And you have Helen, and this person, like, visit your profile, you got the notification, endorsed your skills, you got the notification, liked your post, you got the notification. And during the week, you always see this face and this name, and you always have the feeling that, oh my God, I guess I know her, right? And then you open your inbox and you see the message from this person. Then what is the chance that you will reply? It's much higher. So try to implement this homework before you're actually sending the message. That's pretty important thing, right? So another thing is that, and I love that so much, I'm a ChatGPT enthusiast. I love that so much. And the thing is that for the last 5 months, we've been testing a lot of different strategies. At the very beginning, that was with ChatGPT 3. After that, ChatGPT 3.5. After that, ChatGPT 4 with plugins and Chrome extensions, with everything. We tested a lot, tested different prompts. And at the end of the day, we found the prompt that will help you generate your LinkedIn strategy using ChatGPT much easier and much faster. And the thing is that if you want to get this prompt, I will send it to you just after the webinar in one of our articles, so you can copy and paste the steps that we did, so you can implement it.
Let's first ask if people really want to receive that specific ChatGPT guide. Just let us know. Let us know. Are we still there? Are people active? Boom, 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 boom. Ilya, we need to send it. No matter what, people will love this guide.
Okay. Then I send it right now. So please, just right now, I'm sending a ChatGPT guide right now. I'm just sending it right now. Here is the link.
There it is.
Yeah, please don't send anything right now to the chat. Just save this link. It's a pretty valuable link. I send it to everyone, and of course you can miss it just because the chat is always, going wild and so on and so forth. And I will send it as well in the follow-up after this webinar, but it's your cheat sheet for using AI and LinkedIn. So, okay. Yeah, awesome. The next thing, it's also related to ChatGPT. So, okay, we have the prompt that will help you build your LinkedIn strategy. And I shared a step-by-step guide on how to implement that. But we also have an amazing guide that will help you prepare a personalized lines and personalized hooks that we've been talking before using ChatGPT. We also have an amazing guide, and I also will send it to you. But let me share with you quickly how it works so you can implement this guide easier. That's another guide, to be honest. We have several guides about ChatGPT, so make sure that you have few, like you get all of them and you save all of them. So just the example, you have the list of people you scraped from LinkedIn. And if you're using a ChatGPT for Google Sheets and Google Docs Chrome extension, or no, sorry, not Chrome extension, but add-on for Google Sheets, you'll be able to leverage ChatGPT API for free in your Google Sheets. So here is how it looks. You go to extensions, you choose ChatGPT for Sheets and Docs Google add-on extension, and now you have the ability to add your prompt. And here is the prompt that I use. Please create one line of the cold email intro, less than 250 characters. So I give you a company name and you return me back. And here is the example. This prompt works perfectly, and I will send it to you so you can copy and paste that. And in a matter of seconds, ChatGPT will create you the list of icebreakers that you can just take and use in your expanding campaigns as an icebreaker or hook. So people open their LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn inbox, and they see the message from you that is fully personalized, and you didn't spend a minute on building and creating that. That's a pretty cool thing to know, and you can of course experiment and so on and so forth, but that's an amazing thing to do. Another thing is the next step. It's before we come to a few examples and case studies where we share with you in the details how to use Expandy or how would we build some strategies for different cases. Let's talk about multi-channel outreach to leverage both emails and LinkedIn. Stefan, can you please take this stage from now?
Yeah, I just talked already a bit about this great opportunity. Expandy has the ability to increase your chances, and it actually means that we have a very advanced campaign builder where you can build out different scenarios. And a lot of people who are familiar with using automated outreach tools, they know sort of a messenger campaigns towards people who are already a first degree contact. And for the ones who are not, we're leveraging sort of a connector campaign to first send a connection request and from there on follow-up messages. But we also have other types of outbound campaigns. We have, for example, group campaigns. We also have open in-mail campaigns, which means that it is not necessary to use a paid credits from Sales Navigator, but you can use that in a campaign builder and touch base on sending 800 open free in-mails per month. So I think that's an alternative great hack, and I shared the guide a couple minutes ago about that certain topic as I saw some cool questions coming in. And what we also can do is to connect your email. So simultaneously, I shared that it's possible to grab an email and send an email out by Expandy in the same sequence. And if people are not replying within a certain amount of time, we can also go back to LinkedIn and send them a connection request or decide to use a different scenario. And all these things are possible with the campaign builder, as you see here on the screen. So first we can, for example, start visiting the profile, liking a post, look if we are already connected. If it's not, then it can go another scenario. If it is, it can skill an endorsement. And if the email exists, we can send an email. And if it's not, we can like another post or send a message from there. So there are a lot of opportunities, and I don't want to go in depth about here, but it can make you crazy and give you so many opportunities. Questions related to connect and to set up the workspace can be asked in our live chat, as we have a support team who is able to answer your questions. We also have a help center on how to connect your email account here, but it's actually quite easy. So I think that can be covered by our support team.
That's pretty amazing thing. To be honest, we don't have 10 hours of our time to share with you everything step by step. Like we want to do this, but we know that for 10 hours nobody will stay till the end. That's why we try to cover this part and give you the information that you can do this. You can actually send LinkedIn messages, and if people don't reply to, right, you can send the email follow-up to them. That will work massively. That's an actual wow effect to people, and you can implement that easily. So you can go to Expandy, sign up, go to the email integration, connect your email, and while you're building smart sequence, you can add some steps like email. Send the email after you send the connection request, right? So that's the thing that we want to share with you, but we don't want to dive deeper into that. So because we don't have too much time today, but you can definitely do that. And if you have any questions, always reach out to our customer support in the live chat. They will be always happy to help you. So Stefan, I guess it's time to come to the 3 use cases, right?
We highly appreciate everyone is already in here for more than 1 hour and 20 minutes. Do you realize it? Time is going so super fast. And I hope, and before we share these tactics, just give a plus or a yes, or do we still like it? Is it still valuable? Because if this session is a huge success, we will maybe give another one very, very soon.
Yeah, the thing is,
What we see here, Ilya, what we see.
yes, yeah. Great time. Yes, awesome. Yes. The thing is that it's small teaser. Like right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 3 case studies, and probably it will not be 100% like your case, but you will be able to understand the logic that we implement in every single use case and case study, in every single example, and take this logic or even some hacks, even some templates, even some approaches, and implement it.
I have a super cool idea, as I appreciate so much that everybody is still here and want to learn more from our strategies. We are still, after 1.5 hours, with more than 250 people in this live session. So let's turn on everybody's camera to make a picture before we share all these case studies and practical values. And I will grant you that if you follow up after this webinar to me personally with giving your feedback, that we will host a new live session and touch base on everything you want to know. Let's agree on that, Ilya. How sounds that idea to all of you?
Yeah, I love it. So if you want to see even more, like always, like Stefan will share his LinkedIn profile right now. Reach out to Stefan or to me. I can send my LinkedIn profile as well. And what you need to do is just reach out to us and say, we need more. If you say we need more, we're going to create another masterclass that will
send me a connection request, add a message. I did like it or I did not like it. Here's your feedback. Touch base. I want to see a new session. Touch base on this specific point, and we will prepare a live session and do it.
Yeah. So we don't have too much time. That's why we need to come to the next part. So let's come to the use cases and the examples, right? So the very first use case or the example, that will be about the SEO agency. Just imagine you're an SEO agency and your target audience is tech startups. You actually can use this approach even if you're not an SEO agency, but more like a service business. And even if your target audience is not tech startups, right? So just like this is the, the conditions for this use case, but if you use this same approach, you can use it for your use case as well. If you're at the service company and that's actually the thing. So let me share with you step-by-step thing. So at the very beginning, you're an SEO agency in this specific case, right? And what you can do, you can go to the sales navigator and find your potential clients. That's true. But what you can also do is to outsmart your competitors and try to reach out to your potential clients who are hiring for SEO specialists right now. And what we're gonna do right now is we are going to the Glassdoor, or probably you can use some other tools and platforms as well, but in this specific case, it will be Glassdoor. And you go to the Glassdoor, put SEO, choose your target location, for example, United States. After that, you use some filters. For example, you filter the companies by their industry, by size, and so on and so forth, right? And after that, you get the list of companies who are hiring for the SEO specialist among your target audience, and which is why we are talking talking a lot about them. If they are hiring for SEO specialists right now, that just means that's a signal for us that they need the help with their SEO. And since we are the SEO agency, we can help them, reach out to them and say, hey, I saw that you're hiring for the SEO specialist. If you need some help with SEO, we work a lot with companies like yours because we are focused a lot on the tech startups. If you are, for example, not an SEO agency, but another type of the agency, for example, like Facebook ads agency or outsourced agency who's helping with Python development, you can do the same, you can implement the same approach, right? So what we do, okay, we have the list of companies. After that, we copy their URL from the Glassdoor. We go to the tool called Epify, which is a free tool to use. They have some paid versions, but for this example, to be honest, it's more than enough to use just the free version. If you want to use paid, it's okay, but the free will be more than enough. Find their Glassdoor scraper, and in a matter of minutes, you will have the list of companies with some detailed information who are hiring for the SEO specialist from your targeted location with your targeted filters. After that, we need to clean up the list. And now what we have the company, the website, we have the name of the company, we have the job title of the person they are hiring, and we have the URL to their Glassdoor page, right? Okay, what we don't have here is their, like the CEO or CMO LinkedIn account and the name, right? And we can solve that also in a matter of minutes. And this one, so we have a list of companies. Now we need to find a list of target people, like people who are actually making decisions. In this case, finding the CEO. If you're targeting small companies, it's more than enough to reach out to CEO. And what we are going to do is we are using this app script. And I have the article, how to implement it. I have the article where you can copy and paste this script, implement your API key, and I'll also share where to take this API key. And for free, in a matter of 1 minute, or probably 2 minutes at maximum, you will have the list of CEOs' names and their LinkedIn profiles, their LinkedIn URLs. So now you have a list of companies and a list of target, like decision makers. Our next step is to try to personalize our messages. And here's the example, right? So if the previous steps, finding decision makers and the companies, you can apply in every single case, whether you are the SEO agency or digital agency or art agency or any other type of the agency, more like a service business, you can apply that. But this example I will share exactly about the SEO agency, and you can try to find how you can choose and use similar, not the same, but similar approaches. So what we're gonna do is we try to personalize our outreach using some hooks. One of the hook will be trying to automatically score their website using the page speed insights and make the reference that in our outreach. If we have the SEO specialists here, they will understand that the speed of your website actually affects your SEO. And if it's slow enough, we can say, hey, the speed of your website, it's pretty low. Your website is not optimized for mobile devices. That's why, and you are looking for the SEO specialist, that's why we can help you. We already made some research, even though we did this automatically, right? So we also have the script that is actually taking the page website speed and add it as the column in the Google Sheets. So you can take this Google Sheets column and use it in your outreach personalization. So at the end, you're reaching out to companies who are hiring for SEO, and you're an SEO agency in your targeted location. With yours, like in your targeted company size, you're finding decision makers and their LinkedIn profile. You also have a personalization hook, icebreaker that says, hey, I know you're hiring for SEO, and I did a small research on some of your SEO aspects of your SEO life. And here is the parameter that I found. Let's talk. This approach is actually will help you a lot. I mean, like, even if you're not an SEO agency, you can use this same approach. Find companies who are hiring right now, find their decision makers, and find the hook. For example, whether they're using some tools, so you can check that in the LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Whether they are like these decision makers on the specific LinkedIn groups, and so on and so forth. Use this hook. So the next one, as a result, 87% acceptance rate, and the reply rate is 36.2%. The replies were like this: yes, definitely, let's talk. And that was the first thing. The second thing is that, yes, the second use case, it's okay. You're the agency who is working with startups or small companies, and you can find companies who are hiring, which is pretty cool, right? Another one is you are selling a SaaS business to the engineering teams in, for example, banking, right? That's a totally opposite use case. The first one, it's, hey, I'm reaching out to startups. And it's like, it's a totally different, totally different approach. While I'm reaching out to bigger teams, bigger companies, and like enterprisey industries. So what we gonna do? Okay, we have the LinkedIn Sales Navigator. We go and choose some basic filter, and we're like here, right? The targeted location, the industry, the amount of engineers in the team is higher than 100, right? Then we find in the companies, and what we do, we click on view current employees of these companies. So these companies are our target audience, right? Now we have the list of people who are working in these companies, in these banking companies. So what we do next is trying to find by their title only vice presidents and directors of engineering, because we're selling SaaS to the banking sphere and only to engineering teams, right? So what we do the next is we tried to also add a few more parameters and finding the hook that will explain why we are reaching out to them. For example, the shared experiences. So what it means that we have something similar with them. What we do after, we scrape them and add them to Expandy using the Sales Navigator search. What we actually do is just copy the URL and put it to Expandy. And in a matter of minutes, Expandy will scrape this list and add it to Expandy app. What we do the next? Okay, we have a precisely targeted list of people. We have only not thousands, but we have hundreds of them. We don't have a lot of them, right? Because we're working and finding the enterprise level companies. What we need right now is to work a lot on warming up the audience before we actually pitching. Because when it comes to reaching out to startups, okay, we have a lot of companies, we have thousands and thousands of companies. We can narrow the niche, narrow the search, but still we'll have a lot of them. But when it comes to enterprise level, we don't have a lot of people we can reach out. We have just a small narrow niche of group of people we want to reach out in a specific location with specific title, with some other specific filtering, right? So we spent a week to visit their profile, like their posts, endorse their skills, endorse their another skill, go to their profile again. So they, during the week or 2 weeks, they will see your face and name every single day, and don't get the messages from you. What we do after, we send them the message and saying, hey, I noticed that we are both a part of the LinkedIn group, a specific LinkedIn group. And this is the LinkedIn group that we have. So for example, you see the shared groups over here, right, on the search. And I've checked what you're doing at the company, and you have an amazing profile. We are your page, and would you like to have 15 minutes call next week to see how can we solve the challenge for the company? It might look a bit obvious, right? But the thing is that you already did an amazing research, so you can personalize your pitch and challenge that they have. The second thing is that they already know you and know your face and your photo and your name, just because they saw that every single day during a few weeks, and they got a message full of personalization. At the end of the day, you'll be able to get 50% plus reply rate, considering even the fact that you are not reaching out to millions, you are reaching out to hundreds of people, right? But when it comes to the average revenue per account and this deal size, that will be more than enough for you, like more than enough. And the next use case, we don't have a lot of time. We are just running out of time a little bit, but let's try to do that.
I will wrap up this use case, Ilya. And I respect everybody's time. We are over 1.5 hours in this live session, but I will grant a new session where we touch base on everything you want to know. You can send me a connection request on LinkedIn and request on what you want to learn. Aside from that, I think we all see that LinkedIn is changing into sort of a creator mode. And they actually ask you on your profile, do you want to become a creator? And somehow we all understand, I guess, that we need to contribute towards that ecosystem. So before I share this strategy, I want to know if are already out of all the 250 people in this session still people who leverage LinkedIn for content. Just share with a yes. Do you share content on a daily basis, on a weekly basis? Are you not doing it? Do you find it difficult? As I committed myself to become sort of a content creator on LinkedIn since my profile is back early this year. And I committed for at least 100 days to share every day a post about my founder journey, to share some knowledge and wisdom. And aside from the fact that a lot of these posts, especially in the beginning, they did not have a lot of engagement. So I needed to wrap up myself to keep going and to keep sharing. But I found out that the more practical and the better content I shared, sort of a guides the value bombs in a giveaway format. And we see an example right here on the screen. This is an example of a giveaway strategy where we ask people to leave a comment. And as you see here, this post has more than 1,500 comments. So actually people who were interested in a guide. And no way that it would be possible for me within months to send one-on-one DMs to all these people. So we found out, first of all, that this was one of the best performing strategies, practical value, sharing guides about knowledge topics we master, and ask the audience to leave a comment. But again, no way that I can follow up all these requests manually. So we were able to leverage Expandi through the post engagement campaign. And what we did is we imported our own post. Boom. And within a split second, we were able to copy the link to paste it in Expandi. And Expandi will pull over all the people who liked and commented on that specific post. Fabulous. From there on, we could set up an auto DM. And this is the exact example. I send it to all the people who engaged with that specific post. Aside from the fact that it worked really, really well, cool to hear if some people also commented on that post who are still here and received this message. If not, this helped us to gain from that particular link more than 6,400 page views. And out of these almost 6.5K page views, almost close to 6,000 people decided to opt in and download that specific ebook. So out of a couple of posts on Twitter and LinkedIn, mainly, we got 6,000 opt-ins from people who want to receive our guides and downloaded it from the specific landing page. So by far, this is one of the best strategies. And I'm pretty sure that Ilya, if he not already did it, shared the guide on how we documented our content creation journey and where we share all these examples. It's already in the chat, so make sure you copy it. If not, we will send it after the live session as well. Again, we highly appreciate your time, and we are still with more than 200 people in this live session. So we actually can assume and we sort of can say that we are only left with all the diehard people here, with the people who want to become the best, with the people who want to improve their LinkedIn. So I think, Ilya, it's time to share what we and our development team have built for all of them, because we all deserve it. After 1 hour and 40 minutes, it's time to just share this bonus trick?
The thing is that I have this slide. Do you want to know how to significantly increase the number of connections you can send, right? I see already, yes. I could like I was not able even to ask this question, but people already say yes, 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 sure, sure, sure. So
They know you, Ilya. They know that you.
I'm not spending too much time with that. I know. So I'm sharing the exact thing. So the thing is that we all know that LinkedIn has limitations, right? And all limitations are individual for every single person. But around 6 months or even more, we noticed one thing. We always logged into your LinkedIn profile from like using Expandy from the computer. But we thought, what if we log in not through the computer, but from mobile device? And what's the difference? What the difference between using the mobile and the computer device, virtual one? And we understood that using mobile, you can send even more messages. So during the last 6 months, we've been testing a lot with our beta testers and beta users the fact that using the mobile device connector as the tool that is actually connects to your LinkedIn account and actually logs into your LinkedIn account and doing some actions on your behalf will increase the amount of messages that you can send. So how it exactly works? There is a difference between the computer device and the mobile device. Even with your iPhone or Android device, you can check it out right now. If you open your web like MacBook or like a PC computer and just go and click on the connect, you'll be able to add the note. And that's one thing that's we all used to do, right? But another thing is that if you're using your mobile, there's an interesting thing. You cannot easily add the note, like the connection request message, but you can send and connect, click on this connect button much more times than using the web browser. So we understood that and tried to implement that and test what if we can do this for our users. And at the end of the day, right now, we've released, like recently, we've released this feature for everyone. So this is the graph that I
sorry to interrupt you here, Ilya. So actually what you're saying right now and here is that you mean that all the people who have an Expandy account or decide to sign up right away, they can leverage this feature without limitations. Send more messages. Is that the case? Is that the case?
Yeah, well, with limitations, of course, we don't say to you that it's like send millions of connections. No. We send you that you can send more connection requests easier and safer. So what I mean is that yesterday you can send X messages and X connection requests. From today, you can send more than X. I cannot tell you exactly 2X, 3X, 10X, 5X. The thing is that these connection limits are individual and depends on so many factors like your SSI, your acceptance rate, your warm-up setup, your limits, and so on and so forth. But we can tell you for sure that you can send more messages.
What I mean is that everyone in this session who is already an Expandy user or who decide after the session to sign up,
Yes.
this feature is enabled for everyone.
Definitely.
Increase the number of connection requests on a safe rate.
Yes. And even more, I'm sending to you right now the link to Expandy. So after this webinar ends, in just like, I don't know, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, not sure when exactly we finish this, but we are coming to the very end. You will be able to test this feature by yourself. And this is the graph that exactly explains to you how this works. Like I created this graph by myself. I'm not a good designer, but you can understand. So in the past, you had the amount of connection requests on the left side, right? And you could increase the amount of connection requests that you're sending slowly. And, this is the line that is going like this. But from today, from this week, technically from the very last week, the previous week, but you can send even more messages. So you see this, we are right now at the time when it's mobile connector released. So now you have your usual connections, that is okay, and even more using mobile connector. The thing is that that's Yeah, the link should be working. That's I'm sending one more time the link. Please, I just send the link right now to everyone. Please tell us whether the link is working or not. If it's not working,
Yes.
I'll send you another link. So we just
Write it myself, and I am in. So it seems to work. It seems to work. Maybe you can try another browser if it's not working on your end, but it definitely should work.
yeah, okay. That's pretty awesome, and it feels like yeah, I just sent sign up right now. I mean, like we just have the link over here. So yeah, the thing is that's it. Thanks a lot for everyone for this 1 hour and 46 minutes. And Stefan, do we have another like 5 to 10 minutes to answer people's questions? So we keep it.
I think people who are still here, we are still close to more than 200 people after almost 2 hours. So I think everyone deserves that we take the time to at least answer a couple of questions. But just a random idea came up into my mind, as what we also can do is analyze, as we will be respectful with everyone's time. If we analyze after this session together all these questions, we will wrap up a form and we will send over that form in one of the follow-up messages so that we exactly know where we need to touch base on in the upcoming live session we granted to host together.
The thing is that I like this idea actually, and I will make sure to answer all of you personally. So we don't have too much time, and I see that we have more than 60 questions right here, right now, and I'm not sure that we can answer all of them right now, but we can at least try to answer a few of them right now. And if you still
maybe a cool question. Let's just start from what I see here from Daniel. Is this feature also available in a white label environment? We can enable it.
By the way, you can always any questions. You can
definitely yes. How do we recommend using Expandi with the new persona features in Sales Navigator?
That's
a super cool question. Yeah.
I have the answer. So actually, I'm preparing right now the article that is using the persona, like a new feature by Sales Navigator persona. And I'm right now diving deeper into that and asking our questions and doing some research and already in the process of writing this guide. So next week, you'll be able to see the exact step-by-step guide on how to maximize this new feature persona. Okay, so I'm sure you will love that so much. One more thing, like right now, I do see that people in the chat are sharing their LinkedIn profiles. Please do this right now, guys. So we have more than 160 people right now live after almost 2 hours of this webinar. So please share your LinkedIn profiles, and everyone, let's connect with each other. We are all in the same industry. We are all marketers, founders, salespeople. We can always help each other. The power is in network. So please reach out to everyone. So, and of course, connect with with Stefan and with me, with Stefan for sure, because Stefan is sharing a valuable post on a daily basis. So do this for sure. Another question. That's Stefan. I guess I need your help here. Do we have partners that you work with or team members that I can hire to improve my current campaigns?
We definitely have. We have a lot of specialists we work with, depends on where you come from. So what I recommend to do is send me a connection request on LinkedIn, send your location and what you exactly need, and I will make personally sure that I will bring you in contact with the best possible solution, person for your solution.
Brian, that was the answer for you. And I guess we have time for only one question. So let's keep it under one or under 2 hours. So let's have let's answer only one question. So if you have any questions right now, you can ask them right now in the chat, any questions. We will answer that right now. So we have only one time, like one shot. Like in this, sorry, I don't see.
Can you share the Epify article?
Where I'm upset up, does this mean liking, engaging on the post of someone before sending connection request? The thing is that there are two types of warming up, right? So let's divide this. The first one, it's warming up your LinkedIn account. So you're becoming more and more active on LinkedIn automatically in order to show to LinkedIn that you're not a spammer and you're not just someone who didn't use LinkedIn for years and then you started blasting people. No, we just give you an option with the warm up feature to start sending like a little bit more of connection requests and messages to show to LinkedIn that you're a healthy user, right? That's the warm up of your LinkedIn account. But there is another type of that warm up. It is actually the warming up your audience. So before you are reaching out to someone, before you're sending the messages, what you can actually do is to pop up on their notification section by liking their post, endorsing their skills, commenting on their posts, visiting their profiles, following them, and doing all those things before you even send the message. That will increase your results massively. Stefan, what do you think about that?
I think that is super, super cool to do. And from what I see here, I feel on everything we shared today that people want to learn more. So let's agree with the two of us, Ilya, that we do a live session and share more of these practical tactics. Is that what we all want? Is that what all the people in this session want to learn next time?
So I'll be super honest with you. While I was creating the structure, I understood that this is the presentation for 5 hours. After that, I removed a lot of slides. I removed a lot of use cases and hacks and strategies and supports to understand like it's impossible to do that in under 5 hours. That's why we have this for almost already 2 hours, even though
that's already quite long. That's already quite long. So
yes, yeah.
Thanks for everyone for showing love, for staying so long on the call, for spending so much of your valuable time to learn from our strategies. And the thing we can do in return is to came up with a series of practical Expandy live sessions where we teach you even more tricks, where we keep it a bit shorter and where we can go in depth to explain these practical valuables more. So that's what we will do. The only request I have from all of you is that we need a help to spread out the word about what we are doing here. So one of these follow-up messages we will send is asking a small review on how you liked this live session. I hope you all will take the time, it's just a couple of seconds, to vote and give us a feedback about this live session, so we can make next time even more people and Expandy users aware on how it was for all of you. It will really help us and it will motivate us to come up really, really soon with the next session. Don't forget to connect with me, with Ilya, and we hope to see you soon in Expandy, and if not, in one of our next live sessions. Thanks all for joining so long. I'm really proud. It's super cool to have you here for such a long time, and I wish you all a great evening, morning, night. See you soon, guys.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.